the tweet that you showed me about Nigeria banning British models, British and foreign models. So I
Right.
just wanted to clarify that, because a lot of the time misconceptions go out and people don't really get the full story. And this can happen anywhere in the world. It can happen in America, it can happen in Nigeria. People would always take a certain kernel of truth and then blow it to fit a certain narrative. And I'm sure that maybe conservative
Yeah.
people might use that tweet and say, see, in Nigeria, they're banning other races. So, or they're banning white people. So where is the diversity there? Where is the
Yeah.
diversity? Now, what the Nigerian government did wasn't to ban white models, wasn't to ban European or British models. It was to ban foreign models and voiceover artists. Take, for example, Steve, how much sense would it make for someone with your accent to be doing an advert in Nigeria? It's, I mean, most people might not be able to hear you very well, or it just sounds foreign. Yet it
Right.
just sounds foreign. So it has nothing to do with race, has nothing to do with skin color. It's sort of a protectionist. Let us protect our local industry. There are a lot of people here who can do this job. So why are you bringing in foreign models or foreign
That's why
voiceover
I would
artists
support
to
it.
do that?
Yeah, that's why I would.
Yeah,
I don't support necessarily the nationalistic view of it, but I do support what they're trying to do with it, which is advocating and supporting local talent. Like that. That's like 100%. I'm on board with that. And this is how smart people get tricked. And I'm not saying I'm smart. Is I looked at the tweet, Wilfred Riley's tweet, and then I was like, "Bruh, Charles, what WTF?" I think it was, and you come in with the actual statement. And it's just like I felt so stupid because I was like, I fell for it. I fell for it. I fell for not researching something before speaking on it. But then again, I didn't really speak on it. I was just like, Charles, what's going on? Because that's kind of my process. Like, you know more about Nigeria, I know more about the U.S. So if something's going on in the U.S., I'd probably have a better scope and reason for it. So I was trying to figure out what was going on, but I did fall for it. Like I should have just been like, I wonder if this is true, and I could have just done a research myself. But like, it's so easy to get tricked into believing something that's being put out there. And we really do have to be a little bit more discriminatory on how we look at things and how we view things and how we make decisions. So I'm glad that you found that. And when you did and you posted, I was like, man, I feel like a total dipshit. I felt like a total
yeah,
dipshit. But
it
then you put
happens.
it out
Like,
there and I read it and I was like, there's no mention of anything about race. There's nothing about any mention of class or any other countries. It's just like, no, we are going to focus on us. We're breaking up with everybody else in the world and we're going to focus on us. And we're going to support local talent. We're going to get, because that's how you help people. Like if you've got a country where you've got an immense amount of talent available to you on tap, but you're tapping other countries for their resources, that makes no bloody sense to me. Like, you should be tapping your own resources and elevating the people in your country, paying people in your country to do things that they're going to be doing in your country, right? That seems blatantly obvious to me, right? So I don't know where Will got the reading that it was going to be that there was race involved, but because I'm sure there's a couple of white Nigerians, but they didn't exclude them. They just said, we're just going to focus on Nigerians for Nigerian business.
exactly.
Seems
Exactly.
reasonable to me.
So, yeah, you see, I like when people in a country have the right of first refusal. That's why I like Trump's America First stance. You understand? It's not because I'm American, that's why I'm supporting that, but I am projecting that if this were my country, I would want my leader to be speaking like this. I would want my leader to put my country first. My leader should not, like there was one German politician who was basically telling her people to fuck off, that they are going to help Ukraine, whatever, and it doesn't matter what their people are feeling. It doesn't matter what Germans think about it. It doesn't matter what Germans feel about it. And you're supposed to be a politician representing the interests of the German people. You're more concerned about the Ukrainians. It doesn't make any sense. So in that sense, I want my politician to be focused first and foremost on Nigeria, on Nigerians. Then if there's excess, then you can look outside and focus on other people. But it doesn't make any sense to me. So I think what they were trying to do is focus on local talent. So it wasn't anything racial.
So let me play devil's advocate for a second. are there, well, do you think, and how would it occur that this could backfire on Nigeria's policy on that? So if what I mean by that is are there ways that perhaps the local talent isn't the best for the job?
No, no.
No?
The local talent is adequate for the job. It's very good for the job. It's just this exotic. You're trying to look exotic. Some of these companies are trying to look exotic. It's just like when in America, you're looking at black and brown people, you're trying to push them as the face of something to make you look exotic. So it's simply that. It's more like a class thing. Oh, we can hire foreign models. We can have someone with this British accent, with this American accent. So that's what it is for. It's not because those talents are doing anything any better than the local talents we have in Nigeria.
Do you think it could lead to kind of a attitude of perhaps superiority?
Certainly not.
Like
Certainly
Nigerian,
not.
like what I mean by that is not like in like white supremacy as a superiority.
Mhm.
I'm not that kind of superiority, but like
Mhm.
I'm missing the words for some reason. I don't know if my meds haven't kicked in or what, but I'm having a hard time thinking of words. But what I'm trying to get across is there this, is it possible that it could create within the culture in Nigeria of exclusivity, right? So to the point where you exclude other people, because diversity is generally beneficial for everybody, right? So if you trap yourself within a construct, right, it's difficult to see outside of the construct.
Okay, now, so
am I
Steve,
coming across right?
yeah, you are coming across right, but you know what?
Okay.
It would be a problem if Nigeria said, we do not want Hausa voice models. Now, the Hausa tribe is one of the biggest tribes in Nigeria, but you can find them all across Africa. You can find them in other parts of Africa as well. You get? So if Nigeria, we have more than 250 ethnic groups. If Nigeria were to come out and say, oh, we don't want people from a certain ethnic group to do this and do this, that would be a problem because you're causing problem for those who are living within the vicinity. Mm-hmm. Nigeria doesn't have even if it was a ban on white models, right? Nigeria doesn't have a significant European population or significant white population. They're so small, they're a handful. In a place like America, that's not true. You have people of diverse origins that have been there for decades or more. They can claim to be Americans, right? So if America was to say we are banning black models, or we're banning Italian models, or we're banning French models, or we're banning Irish models, or people of such extract, that would be a problem because in America, it's a melting pot of all those cultures. They're living within the same vicinity, right?
Yeah.
But here, that is not the problem. We don't have a significant European population. So even if we say we're banning all Europeans from doing such things, it's not going to cause any rift. There are not going to be Europeans here who feel excluded. Mm-hmm. The few Europeans you have here, maybe they're working with oil companies and all that. They are sort of expatriates. They're not really involved in the mainstream Nigerian culture. So it's not even going to impact them in the first place. So aside that, anyway, at times the government just do these things. At times they don't even enforce it. So if you can still at times get some foreign models, they will still do these things. But it's just good to be on the safer side. So I don't think there's a problem with it. I don't think there's a problem with it. I would have said it was unnecessary. That move was unnecessary. But I know my people. I know how they think at times. At times they want to, when they bring in, they want to give you this feeling of, oh, I have the money to hire a foreign model. There's a class that comes with it. There's a prestige that comes with it. If all those sentiments aside, anybody should be able to do. If you want to hire a foreign model, well, hire them to come and do it. But it just, take for example, there are some local music that have been played in Nigeria. But when you see the video, the music video, you see foreign everything, only the artist is Nigerian. Every other person is like, there's a white chick. There are white chicks everywhere. They are spraying dollars. They are driving American cars, and you're asking yourself,
right?
Is this supposed to be? Who is this music for? Is it for Nigerians or is it for Americans? The lyrics might be for Nigerians, but the visuals is saying European, is saying American, is saying something else. So there's a disconnect, right? So I think, even though I don't think it's the government's business to be doing all that, but in a way, I understand where it is coming from and why we need to.
So for that kind of stuff, you know, especially what you're talking about is kind of like, oh, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. It's kind of like a cultural colonialism. You know what I mean? Where you start bringing in outside kind of cultures to try and influence the culture within the country, exactly. Trying to change that. Exactly. So in that sense, I can understand even approaching it from that position, because, you know, I think in you know, the 21st century, colonialism should be dead, really, for the most part. This should not be a topic of conversation, really. You know, and going back to your comment about Trump, and again, I despise Trump in almost every single way, but much like Sam, I can agree with some of his policies. One of those policies was the America First kind of aspect, where, and we saw this during the pandemic, like it was a serious issue where people were not getting their medications because 90%, I think it was 90% of our medications and our medicines are made in China. Like, that's a serious problem when you think about how many people are on life-saving medications that none of them are made here, but yet we hold the patents in this country for them. That is incredibly dangerous on so many levels. So personally, I think we should start bringing some of those businesses back and some of those manufacturing processes and bringing them back here. The reason why they're there is because it's cheaper to make the product, but they're still charging us $400 or $500 for a pill. So this is not my area of expertise, so I'm not sure of all the ins and outs of the process. But there's got to be a better way than subletting a large portion of the health of your population to another country. Like, that just seems ridiculous to me. So in that aspect, I'm perfectly fine with that.